The scene a few moments ago as the green and gold made their way out of the historic tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with the Carolina Panthers. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go. Let's go.
Blue 58!
I'm coming after you! I'm coming after you! I'm coming after you!
Slam right! Slam!
They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Mike is 59.
From the 31, Rodgers trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie linebacker from LSU, Devin White. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Check, 42's the mic. Hey, here we go.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Escaping the pressure right. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To throw again, Newton. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first.
Even at the age of 30, Cam says it's just a number. Still a real threat running the football. We all know about the touchdowns, but ran for 488 yards last season. That was 4th among all NFL quarterbacks. He can still tote the mail.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up,
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Check back. Check back. Check it back. Check it back.
Here's Barkley. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 8 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point try good by Gano. And it's now a 7-0 game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Check 37. Check 37.
Throw it back.
Hey, check 26. Hey, Zoo.
Mike's 59. Blue Dan.
Here's Rodgers. He's got Adams on the hookup. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well.
And a key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, third down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves him from a 3-and-out. Now a first down carry by Jones. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Hey, Alpha.
Slam.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers over the middle. That's caught by Adams. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 27-yard line. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 27. The third year back from BYU, Jamal Williams with a carry. Down right around the 25. Levante David in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Williams. And not much, maybe a yard down to the 23. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Gerald McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class. There was a lot of debate about who was going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it 2 different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness. That allowed him to make the play there for a short game.
Open man is Allison, complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Jamal Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Crosby with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. These two teams all tied after one. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Newton. They'll roll him out right. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now a first down throw for Newton. It's caught by Mike Evans. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pick up there of 20 yards. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Now Saquon Barkley. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards.
Here we go. Check, Mike 42. Watch his skate. 8.
For the red zone now, Newton. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Well, that's something we saw over and over again in Barkley's rookie season. He had 91 catches last year, most ever by a rookie running back. Part of a fantastic rookie campaign that saw him go over 2,000 total yards. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Here we go on 4th. Newton. He'll buy some time right. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Mike Evans, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have taken the lead. It took a pretty big risk right there going for it on 4th down. But, hey, not only did they get the first down, forget about that, they got in the end zone.
Yeah, because normally you're just thinking, can I get enough yardage to get it past the sticks and pick up a first down? Instead, they go for the end zone and get it done with no margin for error. Remember, 4th down, they went for it.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
Let's go. Let's do it.
at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Hey, 88. X3, 218, chopper. Get 300. Get 300. Hey, exit. 215.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Well, we know he's an electric runner. Earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to bottle him up at different levels. That was your suggestion. Some mixed results.
Yeah, certainly, because we have seen him bottled up at times. We've seen him play him very well. We've also seen him pop the cork a few times and get out of there, haven't we?
We have indeed. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Newton flush to his right. And his throw is incomplete. Evans once again the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. That's Samuel, caught left side. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll run with Barkley. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run with Barkley. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Well, Brennan, we always know that once you score one touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
Greg!
A shotgun snap for Newton. Eluding the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Come on now, let's go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. A first down carry for Barkley. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. They'll go to Barkley again. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Out of the gun, Newton. Airing this one out for Evans. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Five.
58 to Mike.
Now Rodgers. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Devin White able to record his 5th sack of the season.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Newton. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And it's a fumble. And the Packers pick it up. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And he stopped immediately there. Luke Kuechly, the all-pro linebacker, in on the stop.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Notice 50. Hey, you block over here. Bravo.
Check 50. 50.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rodgers. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminate it.
Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer 1st down.
Let's put that team on the clock.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. There defensively to knock it away was the safety, Justin Reed. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
58, boys, 58.
Go, go.
Not today, man. Not today. 58, come on.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And he finds Jimmy Graham. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
50, 319.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams.
4 down, 4 down, 4 down.
Hey, high 7.
Now it's Rodgers, flushed out right. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. James Bradbury, he was right there to break it up.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3 and not giving up 6.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll try to run it in. It's Williams. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Jamal Williams, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions. but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They keep it with Barkley on first down. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Play action. It's Newton. And Olsen over the middle. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
They gonna need some therapy after this.
On first down, Barkley shifts by him. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now at Lambeau. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Saquon Barkley. His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front. So a big play coming for the Panthers. They'll go for 2. From the gun, Newton escaping the pressure right. His pass caught at the 4. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Aaron Rodgers, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks last year. That's the most he's had in one season in his entire career. And he's going to need another one right now.
26.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Graham. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Hey, orbit.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike the 59. In your face.
Rodgers going to throw. And Adams has it complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 42.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Not much there, maybe a couple, as he's taken down at the 40.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there.
Hey, Charlie.
Check, 59.
From the 40 now on second down. Rodgers. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 27-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. Well, that puts a little bit of a wrinkle in their comeback bid.
Yeah, everything had turned around for them, hadn't it? I mean, things were now going their way. But you did mention it's a wrinkle in their comeback bid. It's not the death knell for them by any stretch, but now they've got some extra work to do in order to climb all the way back.
Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. He's at the 50, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Carolina. Saquon Barkley, 93 yards. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On second and 11 now. Rodgers, and his throw here's incomplete. The former first-round pick, Vernon Hargraves, the one who was there defensively. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Check 26. Check. Get 300. Get 300. Oh, we can see it.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Second and 11 at the 17-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11.
42. Watch the slant.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here to have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That goes as a gain of 36 on third down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Barkley on first down, going to work his way forward only for about a couple there. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And not what he was hoping for there as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by James Bradbury.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Blake Martinez, the NFC's leading tackler a year ago, in on the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 20.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Carolina, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll get a late bye next week, which might be coming at the right time. And they'll be back in action in Week 12. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
'cause my name